Hey, what is up, guys? Tyler here with Secure Team, and it's really good to be back after about almost a week-long break. And, I've just had to deal with some things here at home. If you guys remember, I posted the video about all of the hate comments that I was getting in this ongoing campaign by dark forces out there, really dark forces, to silence Secure Team and to silence other truth seekers out there. And I must have really angered someone with that video, because since then, not only have I had an amazing outpouring from you guys, but there is also, it would seem, there's also a new campaign out there that is attempting to debunk that video by accusing me of, quote, creating these hate comments myself that I used in said video. Which I know many of you guys will know. If you go to any one of my videos or other channels where people talk about me, you can see tons of hate comments, one after the other. And so I got an email from someone who was asking me if I had faked one of the comments, and I guess how there was evidence out there from that video where I had been royally busted, caught in the act, if you will, for faking one of the comments in said video. If you remember, I went over a multitude of different comments, many of which you can search for yourselves and find on the channel. However, at one point during the video, which it would seem this new rumor has come from, I was attempting to make a point about how some of these very mysterious comments, when you go to their About section for their account, in some instances, not all, but in some, especially for the very mysterious ones, they will have 0 subscribers, 0 descriptions, nothing. No, nothing. And in many instances will have been created within that, very short time frame, sometimes the same day. And so here's a short clip where I was talking about that and where this new rumor is coming from. The way that they're posted, in the way that they're written, the timing many times of when they're written, and the users themselves who write the comments, many times I will find have a history of doing nothing on the YouTube platform except posting negative comments and thumbing down my videos. You will go to their channels and you will see nothing. The only comments that they write are those that would negatively affect my channel. For instance, I recently... Okay, so, just like I knew, I would get a ton of people, especially those who have attempted to slander Secure Team. Well, I knew they'd be going over the video and likely putting out something attempting to debunk it, or in other words, make it seem like Secure Team isn't getting hate comments, and that possibly accuse me of creating the thousands upon thousands of hate comments that we get each and every week. As if I don't have enough time on my hands just researching and creating these videos, apparently every hate comment ever posted has come from me. And so people watch this certain part of the video and they basically said, well, Tyler is showing this still image of a channel with no description, no subscribers, and that was created very recently. And what the haters are pointing out, trying to get me here, is that if you look down below, you can see this little button that says channel description. And that only appears when you're actually logged into the account that you're showing. So they are using this and putting out this false narrative that, well, Tyler's been busted. He was logged into this channel that he posted a hate comment from. And had they only done 2 seconds of research, they would have seen that none of the hate comments that I showed in that video come from this thumbnail. And as far as me being logged in, well, they're right, I was logged in, because you see, as I was editing this video after I recorded it, and as I was explaining the point about some of these channels not having any subscribers, any description, nada, well, I noticed that I was no longer able to visit the channel of the Angry Truth Seeker. Apparently, he had made his channel private and or deleted it altogether, but I was unable to reach the channel, and it was very strange. And so I didn't have a screenshot from that, and then I also realized that none of the hate comments that I had featured in the video were without all of these things. Either they would show subscribers, or they would show descriptions, or they would show both. And to be honest, I didn't have the time to go siphoning back through trying to find a single hate comment in a pool of millions that would show 0 subscribers, 0 description, and that was created relatively recently. And so, yeah, for the purposes of explaining my point during that video, I did indeed create a thumbnail so that I could zoom in specifically on this little area here showing the 0 subscribers and 0 description. It had absolutely nothing to do with any of the comments, legit comments, mind you, that I featured in the video, and if anything, it just goes to show how tired I was that day. I needed a screenshot for a 5-second portion of a video, and rather than siphoning back through millions of comments looking for the exact specific channel type that I needed, yeah, I created this 5-second portion to help me deliver the point that I was making. And so, again, those of you who have been with me and can go to any number of my videos or videos on other channels, you can see the hate comments coming in. There's no need for me to create hate comments against myself. There are thousands of people on a daily basis who are more than happy to oblige me in making that happen. And if anything, all this goes to show is that that video did anger some people, and within days you have futile attempts like this to once again slander the channel without having any idea what they're talking about, and I guess not knowing that I would touch on it here, as I will with any serious accusation. So, once again guys, the hate comments continue. You can find them again on any video I post. However, we are not going to let them affect me or this channel or this search for the truth. And to the haters out there, I say nice try, but epic fail. So, clearing that up, before once again you guys get the wrong information from someone attempting to hurt the channel, let's go ahead and get to some news. The first of which I've been receiving a ton of comments about is this mass power outage training drill that is set to occur very soon in the state of Wisconsin, where there are going to be troops going door to door, flooding the streets of these local neighborhoods of Wisconsin. And well, take a look at this short clip from the local ABC News about this so-called drill.
What happens if my power would be out for 24, 48, 72 hours, or maybe 37 days?
The National Guard and other agencies in Wisconsin will test its preparedness and communication in 5 northeast Wisconsin counties over 3 days in Midway. The exercise, called Dark Sky, will simulate a long-term mass power outage. With 5 in response to possible threats against their power grid, Nolan Blair shows us what will take place.
This exercise does not mean an attack against our power sources is imminent. Rather, authorities say it's to
ensure that responders are prepared for long-term power outages.
That includes responders from federal, state, and local levels, encompassing private utility groups, the FBI, and fire departments.
The what-ifs is what we're trying to do, is fill in those spots for the what-ifs.
No homes will lose power, but simulations will take place. In Outagamie County, those scenarios will involve mass casualty to hazardous waste to natural gas.
We've got our private providers out there, we've got our partnerships out there that we're all testing and ensuring that we can communicate. We're ensuring that how do we support each other in a time of need?
It'll be all hands on deck here in Omro with the police, fire department, and the Red Cross taking part in the exercise Dark Sky.
Okay, so the name, if the name alone, Dark Sky, isn't enough to send chills down your spine, I don't know what is. And so there are going to be troops in the street May 15th through the 17th, and a lot of people are wondering, why now? Why are they going to be holding this drill, training for this mass power outage scenario, as they're calling it? And do they know something that we do not? They held one of these last year, towards the end of 2017, only that time it wasn't called Dark Sky, it was called Black Sky. And when that drill took place, whether you want to call it a coincidence or not, that drill took place just 2 days before Hurricane Harvey made landfall in Texas. And, if you followed a lot of the dodgy stuff that the powers that be have done over the years, you'll notice that during a lot of these events, 9/11 being one of them, that very day, they were holding drills in the sky that dealt with exactly what happened that same day. And so just 2 days after this so-called Black Sky drill was held last year, Hurricane Harvey made landfall. And my question is something going to come 2 days after this drill? Is there something that they know? Because you can bet your bottom dollar that these drills are costly, and they don't do them for no reason. And so is there some sort of risk? Is something going to happen that's going to send us back to the 1700s? That's my question. So I want to ask all of you in Wisconsin, specifically in the counties of Brown, Calumet, Dane, Fond du Lac, Milwaukee, Outagamie, and Winnebago, I'd like you to get video, if you can, of these troops going door to door. And, obviously, we'll post any updates and, hopefully nothing happens. So tell me what you guys think down below, and I'll be posting much more as time goes by about this. Now, in other news, if you guys remember, before that little week-long break, we were talking about all of this extreme weather happening around the world. Snowing in the desert, freezing cold in parts of the United States where it's supposed to be warming up. Michigan is still almost 40% covered in snow, and it's almost May, as you're seeing in this news story here. These massive dust storms all over the Middle East also continuing, and with that also, we have more mysterious booms, once again occurring in multiple areas, including one that was just heard in northwestern Washington, said to be a massive house-shaking boom that was heard from Everson to Bellingham and west to Blaine, rattling houses and vehicles parked outside. And as of right now, the only thing that they know for sure is that it was loud and that the cause behind it is still a mystery. They said about it, quote, "We are looking into it and tracking down leads as to the exact locations where they may have occurred." Now, local firefighters also felt the blast from a firehouse in Everson, and there was some talk of some smoke that was seen afterward. However, it turns out that they were burning some things in the area, and it wasn't related to this massive boom in the sky. So the fire marshal and everyone in the area is still investigating the source of the boom that was, again, physically felt, not just heard, physically felt across multiple counties in northwestern Washington. So, any of you guys have any info about that, tell me down below. Now, lastly today, before we go, we have a new GIF here. It's an animation of a set of photographs captured on the surface of a comet that many of you, if you'll remember, was visited a couple of years back. It's called Comet 67P. And if you've been following the channel for any extended period of time, you'll know that we also did a ton of videos about this mysterious comet, basically because at the time, there were many more space rocks that were much closer that NASA, as well as the European Space Agency, could have sent a probe to. But they chose this mysterious comet, or what they called a comet, that was much further away. And when they reached the comet, they discovered a few strange things. First of all, images were taken of some very mysterious objects on the surface of this, again, so-called comet. One of them looked like this really strange, almost squid-like white object, just snow white, seen casting a shadow over the surface. Others look like towers sticking out, could have been just jagged rocks, as well as other strange sort of artificial looking objects casting long shadows against the surface of this thing. They also discovered, I guess what you could describe as this strange magnetic oscillation coming from within the comet itself. Very strange. Which again, led many to believe that something just wasn't right with this comet. But again, if you go back and search through my past videos, you will find a number of different mysterious things about this comet. But nonetheless, we still have something cool today, and what you're seeing here that was captured from the lander after it orbited and finally went down to the surface of said comet, where you're seeing here multiple images stacked together, making this little animation, giving us this just breathtaking shot from the surface of this comet of what looks like snow falling down to the surface. But no, this is actually dust being kicked up and just scattered all around this comet, as well as some cosmic rays shooting by and being captured in the camera. And it's a beautiful shot. It was recently posted by user Landrew79, who stacked the images and created this amazing animation. So again, beautiful shot. Whatever this object is, it truly is not of this earth, truly is mysterious, and I thank Landrew79 for posting this up. So with that, guys, again, it is good to be back. It's going to take me a few videos to catch up on all of the stuff that I've missed over the past week. And again, I want you guys to know we will never let this ongoing hate campaign against the truth-seeking community hurt us. In fact, I went ahead and deleted the video that I posted last week where I was talking about how kind of freaked out I was about some of these hate comments, which, you know, afterwards I'd gotten a ton of emails from people asking me why I had even posted a video about it, because I was just giving undue attention to these people who probably wanted me to post a video about it and say that I was freaked out. So I took the video down because I'm not giving them any more attention. To those out there who would slander Secure Team or attempt to convince you that aliens and this phenomenon is not real, because I think we all know that's a lie. I've already given them more than enough attention, and we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be focusing strictly on this phenomenon, and these hateful comments will be ignored. So with that, it's really good to be back, guys. I want you all to stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe, as always, and I will see you all back very, very soon.